Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before we get started with our show today, I want to thank TV47, Robert especially, for all they do to help us put our programs on, to hopefully keep you informed of some things going on in the community or different people you'd like to meet. And today we have lots of good information for you. Joining me today is Brian Dix. He's the Assistant Manager at Home Depot here in Sylacauga. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me, Mandy.
Well, I'm glad you're here today. And this is a topic I said I don't know a lot about this, so I've got my pen here. I'm going to take a lot of notes. We're going to talk about winterizing your home, how to get ready, because I know it's like 90 degrees. It's going to be 90 degrees today, but one day it'll be cold.
That's right.
And I've heard we're having a bad winter. That's what I've heard, a really cold winter, so we want to be ready. Tips on how to get your home ready for winter, and then how to improve on your home, maybe if you want to resell it or just for the future, how to add value to your home. Anyway, long introduction. Thank you, Brian, for being here. He is Assistant Manager at the Home Depot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, tell us about yourself before we get started. How long you've lived here and your family, things like that.
Well, family and I moved to Sylacauga 30 years ago. I was working with West Building Materials at that time in the old High Tower building. Myself, I've been in retail for 40 years, and almost 30 of those years have been in the home improvement business with one company or another. I've been really pleased to be here in Sylacauga. It's been a great town for me to raise my family of 3 children, 6 grandchildren, and my wife and I have really enjoyed being here.
That is exciting.
Yeah. So some of the things I'm involved with, I'm in the Civitan Club,
yes.
So I've served in that, and some other activities. My wife and I really enjoy bike riding now. So, yeah.
And before we started, you said y'all did a 45-mile ride?
We did.
Yesterday.
There was the Birmingham Bike Club had a event, a bike ride that they sponsored, and we were on the mid-range ride with 45 miles. It was a 100-mile ride, but we didn't do that.
Oh my. 45 sounds like a long way to me.
Yeah.
But that's great. And you just did that the other day.
Saturday. We did Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. I couldn't walk if I did that. But that's exciting. That's great.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy doing that together.
Yeah, we did.
It's a lot of fun. Great. Well, now let's get to the topic today. Winter is on the way, like we said. And I just wrote down a few ideas that the few things that I know about it, things that you want to do to get your home ready. I mean, we all want to save money in the winter because it gets cold. We want to keep the heat in. We want to be warm. What are some things we need to do to get ready?
Well, first the thing you want to do is to check for the cracks and leaks where air is escaping or cold air coming in. Right. Homes, whether they're new or old, often have cracks and openings around the doors and the windows. And these gaps are a major source of heat loss, and they can account for up to 1/3 of your home's overall heating cost, just that air is escaping.
That's a lot.
So just simple things like applying caulk and weather stripping around your doors and windows help prevent heat loss. And an easy way to detect whether or not you have these leaks is on a windy day, turn off your air conditioner. Make sure there's no air blowing through the house. Right. And then make sure all your doors and windows are closed. Open up or turn on your bath fans, your range hood, anything that's going to suck air out of the house. You want those turned on. And then take a incense stick and light it. That'll have the smoke going off, and walk around the house around the windows and the doors, and just hold that up. And if you see the smoke sucking out the window, then you know you got a draft there that needs to be sealed up.
Well, that's pretty simple.
So, yeah, that's
I
simple
could do
enough.
that. Yeah, great.
So some of the things to use to seal up those caulks, to those leaks, of just something as simple as a weather strip that goes around the door. These come in different types of things. This is a vinyl rubber strip. It's also available in foam, felt, things like that will cut to fit around the door. And then another thing that you can use, of course, is caulking. Caulking comes in silicone as well as latex products. There's a lot of different caulking available, clear, white colors to match your outside. And that, of course, you use that with a caulking gun, and it's very simple to go around. Now, if somebody doesn't want to not feel comfortable with
Right.
using a caulking gun, these do come in like a toothpaste size tube that you can squeeze out
Oh,
and
okay.
put around.
Right.
But this is really the most efficient way to do it. And then for larger gaps that you might have, there's a product called Great Stuff.
Okay.
And Loctite also has a product, but this is a foam insulation.
Okay.
And when you spray this in, it expands and fills those holes. So there's there's a lot of great products with this, not just for the cracks, but there's one that's called for larger gaps.
Okay.
One for pest control.
Oh,
Those
that's
pests
good.
want to get in
Yes,
at the
yes.
winter time, as
Little
well
mice.
as the cold air. But there's one that keeps out the pest, and fire block for fire safety.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's some things that you can do to put around your doors and windows and help seal them up.
And those seem like things that we could do ourselves.
Yes,
You could
yeah,
do
that's
yourselves.
something
Okay.
that's very simple that can be done
Great.
yourself.
Good, good.
So as I said, the caulking comes in latex, silicone, and urethane, and then most of them come in these 10-ounce cartridges that I showed you. Way to caulk it, now you may already have caulking up, but you still have that leak there. That's old caulking, it's cracked
okay.
over time. So to just take a utility knife, remove the old caulking,
Okay.
and then put the new caulking in.
And you have the colors, because
Yeah,
everybody,
you
you
have
still
the-
want it to look nice.
Right, right. And then you
Right.
can, there's a tool that they make that you can use to smooth it off, or you can
Okay.
actually just smooth it off with your finger. It's
Okay,
that,
well,
that
great.
simple to do.
Well, on doors and windows, there we go, that's good. What are some other things we might need to do?
So
That's a big one right
that-
there, I
that-
know.
That's a big one, yeah. And I said is use the weather stripping to go around the doors and the windows that I showed you. That it's available in the foam and the rubber, vinyl.
Great.
The adhesive back foam is very easy to do. You just peel and stick.
Oh, okay,
You
good.
don't have to worry about nailing it on and tacking
good.
it on. There's a felt is a good choice, but felt does have to be nailed on, or use a staple gun
Okay.
to staple it. Around the base of the doors and windows, tops of the bottoms, window sashes, you always want to look at those, make sure that those are sealed up. Even it could be something as simple as taking a piece of tape over your sash, where the sashes come together to keep that air coming from coming out.
great.
There is another product that is available if you want to put plastic up in your windows or doors.
Okay, yeah.
This is a heat shrink type thing. You put the plastic up, use your hair dryer, and it adheres the
Seen those,
glue to the door without doing damage to
Great.
the facings. So that's available for windows and doors, and that's a great product to use just to keep the air out coming through those windows.
Great.
So any well-sealed door requires a door sweep. I think I've got a door sweep here that, and this is a very simple one. This just slides underneath the door. And many of your door sweeps have to be stapled on or nailed on.
Okay.
This product, if I can get it on, it's got a piece of tape in.
Yeah.
Get out. This is fairly new, where it's clear.
Oh, it just slides.
And it just slides on the bottom of the door. There's nothing to attach it, and then you have the vanes at the bottom that
yes.
will keep out that air filtration.
That's great.
And then,
Simple enough.
yeah,
I hope.
very easy to do. It just save that money for that heating escaping.
It's worth it, I'm sure. Yes.
So door sweeps, they're going to keep the cool air in and the hot and the heat in the wintertime, and then also is going to keep out the insects.
Oh yes, I've had little stink bugs in my house all summer long. So I know that maybe that would have helped me.
Yeah, we saw our first one in the house yesterday. We've had a lot of customers coming in the store wanting to know what to do about stink bugs.
Okay, good. I'm not alone then.
Yeah, I just saw our first one the other day in the house as well.
We'll have to go home and see about getting some of those.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that gets the windows and the doors.
Yes.
Yeah. So what?
So another thing you want to do to winterize your home would be to insulate your pipes. To take care of those pipes. So one of the best ways to protect your plumbing system is to insulate your pipes. This keeps your hot water pipes warm and prevents water from freezing and bursting pipes in cold temperatures, because that's always a big issue. We're here in a region, people don't think, well, I'm warm enough, it's not going to get that cold, but Every winter it seems that we have people coming in with broken pipes.
I bet, and I know just one night, overnight, it'll be freezing just like that.
It doesn't take much.
We're going to pause for a commercial break,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more with Brian.
All right.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
As a fitness instructor and former collegiate athlete, I know the importance of eating healthy and staying fit. Hi, I'm Isaac Jennings. Did you know that free after-school meals are available throughout Talladega County for children of the ages of 18 years and under? Please contact Safe Family Services Center if you would like to know more information. And remember, every meal matters, and it all starts with you. Get healthy, Talladega County.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Brian Dix, who's the assistant manager at Home Depot here in Silicaga, and we're talking about getting your home ready for winter. And it's not too early to do it now.
No, it's not.
We were just talking about insulating your pipes. I think that was it. Yeah.
To insulate your pipes in order to keep your hot water pipes warm and prevent water from freezing and bursting the pipes. So there's several ways you can insulate your pipes. Fiberglass pipe wrap, just wrapping it in a fiberglass wrap. It's available in like a 2-inch wide strip, and just wrap around the pipe. There's also foam and rubber insulation tubes.
Okay, yeah.
With these tubes, you can slip them right onto your pipes and cover them up. Some of them are self-adhesive, and some of them have to be wrapped with duct tape to keep them sealed. Okay. But just putting that on will do a tremendous amount of help to keep them from freezing in the winter time. You don't want to wrap your pipes too tightly, but just enough to keep the cold air from freezing the pipes. And always want to be sure you secure the ends of them. Okay. This tubular pipe insulation I just showed you, you just need to measure. It's very easy to cut. Cut it to the length that you need to slip over the pipe, and it's good to go.
Great.
And as I mentioned, some of these foam strips have pre-adhesive tape on them. Just peel and stick that together.
Try and make it easy, don't they?
As easy as possible. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there that don't want to pay somebody to do it for them.
Sure.
Just things like that. And then when you're insulating your pipes, you also want to think about your faucets on the outside. This is a faucet protector. Just like a sock that fits over that. Okay. These are also available in a hard cover. A lot of people buy the hard covers that they're more familiar with, but this faucet protector is just a little sock that fits over top of the outside faucet. And when that helps prevent the cold air from coming in and freezing the pipes that way too.
Protects it. Good. Let's say go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, well, one of the things to do to maintain your pipe insulation and the pipe, you want to be sure you disconnect your garden hoses. Use caulking. We've talked about the caulking, but that where that faucet comes out of the house, you want to caulk and seal around that. All around the foundation walls near pipes. And it's always a good idea if you know that there's a deep freeze coming to allow a slow trickle of water running somewhere in the house. As long as the water's running, it can't freeze. But if you're going to be away from your house during the cold season, if you're taking a trip out of state or somewhere, you know you're going to be gone and the temperature's supposed to drop, it'd be a good idea to drain your pipes. And drain them down so you won't have that possibility of them freezing up.
Won't have to worry about that. Okay. Yeah,
so You want to check that pipe insulation regularly, make sure it's in good condition and it fully covers your pipes. Some other areas to weatherize then, we've already mentioned the doors and windows are the primary place that you want to check, but there's a few other areas around the house that's worth checking. If you have attic stairs, a pull-down staircase that comes down, the back of that is a great place where air is going to escape, so you want to put some insulation in there. The attic insulation itself is always a thing to check. We have here a measuring stick that you could actually get this and put this in your attic and set it in and to check how much insulation that you have. For the zone that we live in here in Alabama, central Alabama, they recommend to have anywhere from R19 to R60 insulation in your attic to have the best performance.
You want to keep the heat in.
To keep the heat in, and of course the cooling in the summertime as well. But that would be anywhere from 7 to 19 inches of insulation is what's recommended for this area. So if you have this, you can stick this in the attic and then periodically check that, because if you have the old fiberglass type insulation or the cellulose insulation, over time that does settle.
Oh,
and
okay.
so a lot of people, they say, well, I insulated my house when I built it 20 years ago. But you need to go up and check and make sure that you still have enough insulation, because if it settles, then you need to add more to it. You don't have as much, because the insulation is just how thick it is. If you started with 10 and you now have 8, you're going to have 8 inches worth of insulation.
So that's something. That's something good to check.
Something to check, and of course. Insulation this is just a small sample, but it comes in fiberglass bats and rolls. And of course you can get a small roll like this to help insulate around those doors and windows and cracks. If you have larger gaps, you just want to stuff that with and something like this to wrap your pipes. But if you get the thicker stuff to put in the attic, in the walls, in your under the floor, if you have a crawl space or basement, help insulate that. And then there's also a blow-in type insulation. You can get a machine to blow the insulation in, and that's available as a service or a do-it-yourself project.
Either way
you can blow in insulation, and that's probably the easiest way to get that added insulation to you. If you only need to add 2 or 3 inches of insulation to your attic, just blow it in rather than getting the thicker rolls and rolling them out in the attic. But you always want to be careful with your working around fiberglass to wear the protective clothing, the gloves, because it will make you itch.
I bet.
Scratch.
Scares me there, but it's real important to have it, to check it.
So another thing to weatherize and check is if you have a fireplace, an active fireplace. Consider getting a glass door for the fireplace. That would help keep the heat in, and one that was made of a one-piece construction. And it's a surface mount rather than one that sits out away from the fireplace. We already mentioned about the spigots outside, but another thing to check would be your electrical outlets and switches. If you take those switch covers and electrical outlet covers off, you'll see there's gaps around the boxes. Those usually don't get insulated. So there is a switch sealer that's available. It's just a little piece of foam that has the knockouts for your switch or for your outlet, and you can put that in and put your plate back over it, and that'll seal up those areas that air might be escaping from.
I don't think of those little small areas like that, but I bet if you...
That's where everything wants to get out, places that we don't think about.
That's right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
I was trying to think what else was on the list. Downspouts and gutters, anything?
Downspout, as far as weatherization, fall time is the time the leaves are falling and everybody wants to check their gutters and downspouts. The best thing to get to protect that would be to get a gutter cover, which keeps the leaves out, and that's another project that you can get somebody to do it for you or a do-it-yourself project, but you always want to be careful up on the ladders and on the roof working around. So that's a thing to watch out for. One of the new technologies now is coming out is smart technology with your
Okay.
smartphone and incorporated in the home. And one of the things we have is a smart thermostat, which these are becoming very popular. These smart thermostats allow you to set your schedule. Most thermostats now, you can set a schedule when you want it to come on and off, and that's automatic. But with the smart thermostat, you can control it from your smartphone. There's an app that's available, and then if you know you're coming home early and the temperature's not where you want it to be, you can set it down. Or if you know you're working late and that you're not going to be home right away, well, I don't need to have that temperature come on just now. You can adjust that with your smartphone.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
And does it help to turn it, like when I left home, I put my air conditioning in, like I'm gone for the day mode, that away mode or something. And I've heard different things. I've heard keep it on the same temperature all the time, then turn it down a little bit during the day, or so it's not running as much.
Yeah.
Either one.
I've heard both ways too.
Right.
I adjust mine where it's not running while I'm not there, but I don't have it so cold it has to work hard to get back to the temperature
just a
that
little
you
bit,
want. So yeah, I think it's probably something in between.
In between,
You don't want to turn it way down or way up while you're gone,
That's
then just having a little bit of temperature adjustment that it has to make, then it doesn't work the furnace or the air conditioner so hard.
Good.
So
Well, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll come back and talk with more with Brian about how to get your home ready for winter.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
As a fitness instructor and former collegiate athlete, I know the importance of eating healthy and staying fit. Hi, I'm Isaac Jennings. Did you know that free after-school meals are available throughout Talladega County for children of the ages of 18 years and under? Please contact Safe Family Services Center if you would like to know more information. And remember, every meal matters, and it all starts with you. Get healthy, Talladega County.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Brian Dix. He's the assistant manager at Home Depot here in Silicaga. We've been talking about how to get your home ready for winter. And then another question I had is, what kind of things can we do to our home to add value to it? You know, sometimes you wonder if you're going to make some improvements, is it going to add value to the home?
Yeah, well, there are things you can do to add value.
Okay.
The number one thing that most people want to have improved in their home, and also is going to add the most value to it, is your kitchen.
Sure.
Whether it's something just as simple as new appliances, if the appliances are going to go when you're selling the home, but just having the updated appliances. A solid surface countertop, such as granite or quartz, that adds improvement. Adding new flooring, and you don't necessarily have to add new cabinets just by putting a fresh coat of paint or stain on them. Changing out the knobs and the handles, that will update it and, and make an improvement. And another thing people are looking for to add value is what people are calling now flex space. They want a room that's multi-purpose, like a finished basement. If you have an unfinished basement, you'd want to finish that and then use that for a game room or family room or man cave, whatever. Whoever wants to play to that.
I do like that. It'd be a lot of different things.
But yeah, just having a multi-purpose room. It could even be a mother-in-law apartment. Being added to the house, that is going to add value. And of course, being energy efficient, things that we've talked about today in our program. Having Energy Star windows, a double pane insulated window. And another thing is LED lighting. That is a big energy saver. the cost of LED when they came out several years ago was very expensive, but now they're falling back in line and more reasonable priced, and a lot of people are buying that and updating their fixtures to LED.
Right.
As you get better lighting at a lower cost.
That's great.
And then to just making the house simple and stress-free.
Okay.
That's going to add value to it. And when I talk about, say, simple and stress-free, it's updating your HVAC system. Somebody has a new updated HVAC, putting on a new roof, or changing out to hardwood floors. No more vacuuming carpet, just sweep the hardwood floors. Hardwood floors, laminate floors are very popular now.
Okay.
And so that
ceramic tile, is that in there too?
Ceramic tile, it is, in kitchens and bathrooms. People are doing ceramic tiles. And
easy to care for.
Something easy to care for, and they even have ceramic tiles now that look like wood. So if you wanted to put ceramic tile all through the house, you could.
Right.
So that's just keeping things simple and neat to clean up. And speaking personally, something that's senior friendly.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Looking at walk-in showers, something that my generation up don't want to step over that tub anymore.
Right.
And having the master bedroom on the main floor where you don't have to go upstairs to go to bed, and just a comfort height toilet. Or a handicap size toilet, one that's 17 inches rather than 14 inches.
Okay,
that is, we sell a lot of those, and people just updating. Everybody wants to go to that.
For themselves or their parents are living with them.
Mostly for themselves, but if they there is some that have parents with them that they need that. Just painting the house is going to update the value inside and outside. But if you're going to repaint, trying to sell the house, use a neutral color and a high quality paint.
Okay.
That would be the two tips I would make. Because if you might like red in the living room, but the next buyer might not. So you want to, if you're planning to sell, you want that, and use a high quality paint. Don't buy a cheap paint, because then that'll show through.
You get what you pay for.
That's right. Outdoors, to add value to the home, just have a curb appeal, whether it's updating the front door or repainting the front door, just making sure that looks good, and then do some landscaping. Overgrown brush doesn't help sell a house.
I'm sure it doesn't.
So landscape. And then just the new technology we talked about, like the smart thermostats. Smart devices also include home security. Items that doorbells are now available on smart device. Video doorbells, you can see who's at your door if you're not at home.
I've seen that.
And then whole house generators also, because storms will come.
Yes,
and
they do.
When you're out of power, around here it could be a couple hours, or it could be a week or so. And,
depending on the
where you're at.
severity.
So whole home generators are a great add-on if you want to add value to the home.
Gosh. Well, we've got about 15 seconds left. I appreciate you being here, Brian. This is great news. I'm going to write all this down, and my husband will have a list now when I get home today.
Another honeydew.
Yes, but thank you so much for sharing this. And we'd love you to come in the library. We have some books on home improvement. You can get lots of help from Brian. Thank you.